Am I the asshole for telling my mother-in-law I don't care if people don't come to my wedding? Hi friends. I'm 25F and marrying my fiancé, 29M, this fall. Even though we started wedding planning a bit late, we haven't had any issues finding vendors. Today, we toured 5 venues. The first 4 weren't really my style, and honestly, I wasn't even interested in seeing them. The one I really wanted was last on the list. As soon as I saw it, I knew it was the one. It's a beautiful southern-style venue about 45 minutes outside the city. It took me 38 minutes to get there from the 4th venue, but my mother-in-law got lost and took about 50 minutes. As soon as she arrived, she hated it because it was too far, and also because the property has a lake view. She immediately said, "What if the kids get out here and drown?" First of all, that's why I said no kids. Second, other people's children are not my responsibility. I made it clear that this is the venue I want. It's perfect, within budget, and exactly what I envisioned. But all she can do is complain about how far it is, what people are going to say, and what they're going to do. To that, I responded, if people don't care enough about me to drive 45 minutes, then I don't really care to have them celebrate with me anyway. We ended up going our separate ways, but it's super obvious she's upset, and honestly, it's really pissing me off. At the end of the day, this wedding matters most to me and my fiancé, not anyone else. I don't want to look back and feel like I settled for a venue I didn't love just to make other people comfortable. Not the asshole. This isn't your MIL's wedding. It's yours. If she doesn't like the venue, too bad for her. If people are unwilling to make the drive, that's on them. I'm curious though, is mother-in-law paying for it or something? You are not the asshole. Is there any particular reason that you and your fiancé brought his mother along on your venue search? What did he think of her remarks? She should have been a supportive participant who deferred to the bride and groom on all matters. Info. So this is a southern-style venue. What kind of southern-style venue? I just see those words and my thoughts go immediately to plantation vibe. Not the asshole, but be forewarned, this is likely to be a pattern in your marriage. Does your fiancé have your back? Not the asshole. It's your guy's day, but goddamn learn to use periods, holy shit. Unless your mother-in-law is paying for the wedding, traditionally, the groom's parents have not a lot of sway or say in the wedding. I cannot even imagine why she was invited to view the venue options, honestly. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for installing a lock on my bathroom? Hello all, F26 here. I live with M25 and M27 in a shared house that we rent. When we all first moved in here, about 6 months ago, we all signed agreements on certain things. One of those being that I will solely cover the cost of the water bill, but the spare bathroom in the house is mine. This was all completely fine up until about 2 weeks ago. M27, I'll call John for this, recently started using my shower randomly out of the blue. I figured maybe they ran into each other and he needed to shower quick for work and thought no biggie and that it wasn't a big deal. This turned into John using my bathroom for everything, showering, going to the bathroom, shaving and leaving hair everywhere, and I've had enough. I cleaned the entire bathroom and installed a lock on it with a key that only I have. After I did this, John sent a message to our group chat saying, and I quote, "Why is the bathroom locked? What is happening?" Now in the days leading up to this I spoke to my other roommate M25 and he agreed with me that I should lock it and be done with it and has zero issues with that one being mine, per our agreement. When John first sent that message I was just clocking into work, so I sent a quick, because I pay extra for that bathroom to be solely mine. And I left my phone in my locker. When I got on my break I came back to a bunch of messages in our group chat, the highlights being, no you do not, and if I can't use the bathroom in our fucking house I might just move out. And he was essentially just throwing a fit about the whole thing. Am I the asshole here? Of course not the asshole. Tape a copy of the agreement to his bedroom door. Not the asshole. He likes that bathroom better because it's nice and clean. Because you clean it. Because it's your bathroom. How convenient he forgot about a signed agreement. It's time to review those signed agreements with your roommates. Not the asshole. I might just move out. Okay, I might just move out. Hey, I'm at work right now. Want me to grab some boxes for you? Not the asshole. You're paying for the extra shitter and private toilet time is a God-given right. He's got another bathroom to use, and if he wants to use your private shitter he has to pay for that privilege. Am I the asshole for breaking the news that my father-in-law is not ever going to be cancer-free again? So, Mike, 27 female, father-in-law, 62 male, was diagnosed with a chronic form of cancer a little less than a year ago. My husband, 32 male, and his brother, 32 male, and their mother, 62 female, have been part of the process from day one, and heard the explanation I am about to give too. The cancer he had is not of the aggressive kind but will never go away either. Best case scenario is the doctors can stop chemo and some kind of immune therapy takes over the treatment successfully. They tried this for the first time in November of last year, stop the chemo he had been having since the diagnoses, and try to let the immune therapy take over. But in March, they came to the conclusion that this takeover did not work and they had to restart. Different chemo, different immune therapy. This is the way it will always be for my Phil. He understands this. The rest of the family does not seem to understand and keeps telling him he needs to rest a lot and wait until the cancer is gone to restart doing the things he did before, simple stuff like working in his garden, but also meeting up with his friends, going for a bike ride. He told me once he hates these comments because they want him to wait it out, but there is nothing to wait out because it is not going away. Lately he just starts crying whenever someone says anything like it. And yesterday he left the room. People were like, why is he so sensitive? And I was like, because his illness is chronic and will not go away. You're literally asking him to stop his life forever. You all heard the doctors, why do you keep talking about, when it's over? It is not going to be over, ever. They all claimed never having heard that before, but we were all present when the doctor gave this diagnosis. But maybe it was such a shock to them they deliberately forgot it? So am I the asshole for telling them? Not the asshole. My God, your poor Phil. I'm reluctant to call his relatives Oz because obviously it's horrible to learn your dad and husband has cancer, but they're absolutely not helping him at all. They're in denial and it's hurting him. Only thing I can suggest is therapy for them to come to terms with it and, until then, remind them that it's untreatable, at least for now, and that it's cruel to make him lose his quality of life. Be his advocate until they realize it for themselves. Not the asshole. You're actually doing every single person, including your Phil, a favor by reminding them. It's not like your father-in-law only told you and wanted to keep it secret, you were all given the same information. Them not understanding the permanency of chronic illnesses helps no one, and is clearly actively harming your Phil. As blunt as I'm about to be, they'll regret it when he's no longer around to make good memories with, so it's better to readjust their expectations while they still can. Not the asshole. I have chronic illnesses, POTS, autoimmune, etc., that have drastically changed my life, and it is significant other hard to get people, including my parents, to understand that it won't get better. I can't power through it. They are elderly and I have had to go LC with them to preserve my mental health. Best advice is that your in-laws hear directly from FIL's physician what his long-term prognosis and plan are. You are being a wonderful advocate, may need to be very straightforward and blunt unfortunately, but he is lucky to have you. You honestly did the right thing because it sounds like your father-in-law just needed someone to finally say out loud what he's been feeling alone this whole time. People cope shit in weird ways and denial's a big one, but that doesn't make it okay to keep acting like he's gonna get better. That kinda talk just low-key invalidates what he's going through. He deserves to live fully RN, not wait around for a miracle that's not coming. You said what needed to be said even if they ain't ready to hear it. Not the asshole. As someone with a chronic illness that is not cancer, I constantly wish people would understand that sometimes you are unwell for the rest of your life. If I waited to do the things I love until I got better, I would die miserable. These people are delusional and it sounds like they care more about their own feelings than about his. At best, they did not understand the doctors when they got told it was permanent. He should be active and do the things he loves while he can, because eventually he won't be able to do those things anymore. Not the asshole. Sometimes people are so overwhelmed with information, they are too busy processing what they just heard to take in all of the information the doctor is sharing. Someone had to make them understand, and you were that someone today. Am I the asshole for telling my sister I won't take her and her caregiver dancing in the city? My sister has Down syndrome. She's fairly high functioning but lives in a group home and attends a day program during the week. We were never super close growing up. She was always hanging in her room, listening to music, dancing, and watching Disney movies, while I've always been more into the outdoors, sports, and socializing. We've always respected each other's space growing up. My sister basically never calls me. We've maybe talked on the phone 4 times in our lives. But out of the blue, she called me twice one day, left a voicemail, which she never does, and then called again the next night. I was at a baseball game both nights and didn't answer the first time, but I called her back the second night. Turns out, she's making plans for us to go dancing in a major city with someone she kept calling her sister. I was super confused because we don't have a sister. I eventually figured out that Haley, a staff member at her group home, is who she's referring to. I've met Haley at a holiday party before. She's nice, playful, and treats my sister really well, but this whole thing feels very out of character for my sister. My family even commented on how strange it is that she's suddenly calling me so persistently. Anyway, her plan is for me to drive to her place, 60 minutes each way during rush hour, pick her and Haley up, and go dancing downtown. On a Friday night. In a crowded, expensive city. I really don't like dancing, especially in that kind of scene, and frankly, I don't think my sister would enjoy it either. The music, the crowds, the chaos. I told her it didn't sound fun for me and suggested our dad, who loves to dance and would genuinely have a good time, should come. She was very clear it had to be me, her, and Haley. I honestly don't know if she genuinely wants to hang out with me, or if she's trying to set me up with Haley. She's mentioned her sister a couple times in weird ways, and I've picked up on subtle things before. Haley is fine, but she's not my type, and I would never act on anything because of her professional role in my sister's life. So now I'm stuck between 1. Canceling and potentially hurting my sister's feelings or making her feel rejected. 2. Going and being miserable all night in a chaotic setting I don't enjoy. 3. Doing all the planning and logistics for something I didn't ask for and don't want. I honestly just want a chill night to unwind, not be a chaperone for a random, dancing, plan that feels half-baked and awkward. Not the asshole honestly, I kinda wonder if Haley has a crush on you and is using your sister to set up a date. That's where my mind immediately went to. I'd talk to the home and find out why this is suddenly happening and express your concerns to them. Not the asshole. I would be honest with her and tell her that you're not comfortable with those plans, but you'd love to do something else. Maybe have a dance party at her home and order pizza kinda thing? Not the asshole. Can you compromise and suggest a movie or something on a different day, or maybe hanging out at a local bar? If your rush hour is anything like mine, no way would I do this. Not the asshole. Out of the blue, she called me twice one day, left a voicemail, which she never does, and then called again the next night. She's obsessed with an idea. This isn't really about you and what you'd enjoy at all. I told her it didn't sound fun for me and suggested our dad, who loves to dance and would genuinely have a good time, should come. She was very clear it had to be me, her, and Haley. So now I'm stuck between canceling and potentially hurting my sister's feelings or making her feel rejected. Canceling? I missed the part where you actually agreed to this nonsense. Not the asshole, but I don't think your sister is trying to set you up with her caregiver, but something strange is going on and I think your family should look into that. Not the asshole. Fourth option, say yes, and pick up dad on the way. So it's all of you. And if she is trying to shenanigans, dad's there to shut her down.